Hey guys, it's time for another video. This time I thought we would do something really fun that I just randomly came up with the other day. I'm calling it By the Cover. We're going to take just some random books that I found just by going on Goodreads and asking it for recommendations, and I picked out interesting covers, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at the cover itself and try to figure out what the story could be about, and maybe try to tell a little bit of a story based on the images that we are given on the cover alone. I think this is going to be pretty fun. I don't know what you guys think. I haven't prepared any of this ahead of time except for to pick out the books. So let's look at the covers and see what we come up with. And if this turns out to be fun, we can keep doing it. Okay guys, the first cover I picked out is for a book called Swarm. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Bam! So you can study it with me. Let's check this baby out. Okay, I picked this one out because it is one of those covers that really does not give you a lot, so I thought it'd be really fun to try and figure out what this is about. Obviously, we have the title, Swarm, and we have a little cover blurb down there, which says that every power has a dark side. So we can assume that there's something about powers in this. Maybe superheroes? Maybe. We can assume that there's a swarm of something, what we don't know. Behind, there's obviously this broken fence that has been wired back together. We could be dealing with zombies, which I would be in favor of. Behind the wire, it kind of looks like we have a wall. So we've got wire and a wall, and we've got a 0 here, because I think that it's actually part of a series, and the 0 is something to do with the series, but let's pretend we don't know that, or that we have guessed that, and the 0 has something to do with the story as well. So, judging by what we've got on the cover, let's make up a little story for Swarm. Swarm is a superhero story. It is about a superhero called Zero. The reason that he's called Zero is because he doesn't appear to have any powers. Whatever power he has is really subtle. Maybe it's mind reading or something like that. Also, consequently, while we have Zero and his superpowers, we also have a zombie apocalypse happening. The problem with this zombie apocalypse is that this is a world full of superheroes, and some of the superheroes are getting to be zombified, and that is a problem, because they still have their superhero powers, and also they're relentless zombies trying to spread the virus. So, people have walled themselves off, as you do, in this place where they've surrounded themselves with wire and walls because they feel like overkill is really necessary when you have superhero zombies on the loose. And now it is up to Zero, the superhero who has no powers, to save the day. What do you guys think? Would you read this book? That sounds pretty interesting to me. I think we nailed it. What story would you come up with for this cover? Feel free to leave it in the comments below. This could be really fun. We can really get into this, go back and forth. Okay, let's look at the next book in our list. This one is a little bit more of a children's book. That's why I picked it, because I wanted to have a variety of different covers. And that book is Hilda and the Stone Forest. Let's look at the cover. Bam! Okay, there's a lot going on in this cover, which I like. There's definitely, I mean, it looks pretty straightforward as far as what is going on. We have our character of Hilda and her mom, I'm thinking, and there's clearly a stone forest with probably a giant lurking in it, and her little fox creature, who is probably her pet, some fire, that's never a good sign, a walled-in castle city with a little, it kind of looks like a Pokemon, and a gingerbread man are hanging out outside of it. And also there's a little troll-looking creature who seems to be made almost entirely of beard, except for his nose is sticking through. So, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Okay, so the story for Hilda and the Stone Forest, it goes thusly. Once there was a kingdom which was evil and not very nice to the environment, and so they burned down a forest. But the giant who lived in the forest escaped, and he was so sad about his forest home that he built a new one out of rocks that nobody could burn down. This, of course, pleased the tiny troll people who also had lived in the previous forest and were almost completely wiped out by the fire. The creatures of the original forest, which were displaced, the ones that didn't die, were super pissed off about the fact that their homes had been burned. Who wouldn't be? I'd be. And so they started attacking the evil, not very environmentally friendly castle. And the people there were forced to put up a giant wall to keep out the Pokemon and the gingerbread men who were attacking them. So now it is up to Hilda to reconcile the two sides, the angry residents of the Stone Forest and the stupid people of the castle, because Hilda is a human, so she has to try and be like, okay, not all humans are stupid and terrible, let's not kill them all. And so Hilda has to save the day and reconcile these two worlds with the help of her mom, who's kind of concerned about the whole thing. There you go, guys. I have no idea if this is even kind of close to the story. I have not looked at any of these synopses beforehand. I'm just going in with my own imagination here. What do you guys think the story of Hilda and the Stone Forest is, judging only by the cover? Okay guys, this one's going to be a challenge. This is the Order of Odd Fish, and this has a busy cover. So let's have a look at it. Okay, so we've got a brain in a jar, we've got a giant fish, and a little apartment building, office building. We've got trees, we've got a city, we've got internal organs, more fish. I don't know, like I don't know what that is. Is that an eggplant with worms coming out of it? I have no idea. A lady who seems to have a wand or a sword. A grasshopper who looks to be about human size and also has a wand. Some flying letters. And two ostriches that are entwined. And of course, there's clearly our main character in the middle, and it looks like she has some books around her, so... Alright, let's see if we can figure out the story of the Order of Odd Fish from the cover. Story stars are our main heroine. We'll call her Anne. Anne loves to read, but one day when she was out leaving her apartment building, reading her book, she was not paying attention to where she was going, and she walked right into the mouth of a giant fish. Which seems like it would be terrible, but inside that giant fish there is an entire society of people with houses and trees and everything who were all eaten by the giant fish. And amongst these people are a very special elite group of leaders called the Order of Odd Fish. Included among these people are this fortune teller lady who either has a sword or a wand, we're not sure, and a gigantic grasshopper who, unlike Jiminy Cricket, does not act as a very good conscience at all. In fact, he's kind of shady and unhelpful. And of course, to get around, everybody rides on these ostriches, but the ostriches are really kind of stupid, and so they're constantly getting their necks tangled up. And to send messages in this place, obviously you have to send these weird floating messages, because what other way would you message anyone? The only problem inside of this giant fish is that some sort of evil is going down that's trying to steal people's brains and put them in jars. That's not cool. And whatever evil entity there is, it wants Anna's brain because she has read more books than anybody, and so it wants to steal her brain and put it in a jar, and so Anna not only has to avoid that happening, but she wants to go and get all of the brains of everyone else who has had their brains stolen, and she wants to take back their brains and give them back their brains. Because Anna hasn't thought this through, but I have, clearly. And that is the adventure taking place in the story in the Order of Odd Fish. Yep. My next cover is a variant cover for Allegiant. I have read Allegiant. Oh, it was a while ago, but I think I can not worry about that and just look at this cover. This cover is one of those, I picked this one because it's one of those sort of vague covers that you see in a lot of YA, so I wanted to get this one as well. So let's look at it, shall we? That's the sound effect. Alright, so we have Allegiant, and it's on wings, and it's a thrilling conclusion, blah blah blah. There's a girl She's standing in what appears to be water, and everything around her is blue, but there might be a city kind of in the background there. She's got the sky, obviously, probably indicating that she's free in some way. She must make her final choice, as opposed to someone else's final choice. Okay? And there are 3 feathers. So, this is the story, because there's a wing theme and there's a freedom theme going on. So this is the story of a girl who used to have wings, but her wings were horribly chopped off in some kind of disaster or by stupid humans or something like that, and so she is forced to walk on the earth. But judging by her postures, you can see it, she is super determined. She is not going to fail. She is going to find a way to survive or possibly to get her wings back. And she's going to that human city you see in the distance to get her wings back. And all she has left of her wings are 3 feathers. Super annoying. But if she could just have her wings back, she could be free. And this is a 3rd book in a series, so let's pretend that there were other books before this. So in this book, she is going to be free, finally, and probably get her wings back. And also, she can walk on water. Yep. There's a lot of blue, which is a calm color, and also a feminine color. I know, it is a feminine color, actually. Which could kind of imply her feminine power as this de-winged girl goes forward to try and reclaim her wings or stand up to the people who took her wings. She might be naked in this picture, but her hair is flowing free, which is, again, freedom. There's a lot of freedom motif going on in this. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on what is happening according to this cover for Allegiant. Why is it called Allegiant? Because she has to ally herself with a faction of the humans who believe that it is wrong to chop people's wings off. And so they are small, but they are plucky, and they are going in underground, and they're going to root out the evil of the city and win the day. Naturally, of course, she also falls in love with the broody, damaged, soul pain-filled leader of the group. Because this is a young adult book starring a female character. So there you go, that is judged by the cover. Did you like this idea? Does this seem like fun? Would you like to do more of these? Or was this a terrible idea and you're sitting here wondering why you even watched this whole video? If you liked it and would like to see more, comment below and let me know. Remember to comment below with your ideas of what each of these books could be about, judging only by the cover. If you liked this, we could make it a regular thing, and by the cover could become something that happens on my channel, or your channel, or all of our channels. Let's make this a thing, okay? Okay, if it doesn't already exist, we're gonna pretend I invented it. Just like we're going to pretend that we know what these books are about. And if you liked what you saw here for some reason, don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, share it with your friends. Tell your friends wherever friends are told. And I will see you again next time with whatever video we happen to be doing next time around here. Who knows? Bye!